Howdy. Howdy.
Howdy. Howdy. How fucking D. I like that. No, not every t-shirt will be a word, and in the middle of the word is fucking. Not every word. Not every t-shirt will
Just
be that.
most of them.
Just most of them.
Because it works.
Yes. Welcome to Go Fuck Yourself. My fucking bration is just fucking fine. I don't know.
That's too complicated.
It's too much.
I
was trying to force it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to force it. Welcome back.
What are we going to talk about today?
Well, our last episode, on relationship. Okay, hold on. Let's stop. We do have t-shirts now.
Yeah.
And because we have someone making them. So you can get, if you want, your own little tank top, with the logo of My Vibration is Just Fine with Go Fuck Yourself in cursive through the middle, right?
Yeah.
And probably Garen fucking T. You can get the Garen fucking T t-shirt.
Right.
We'll make sure that by the time this airs, it's up and going.
Yeah.
And you just have to let us know. Also in the show notes, I'll provide a link it'll be to my website shop, but you can get them from there and then we'll ship them out to you.
We should probably do hoodies since it's getting that time of year too.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. Okay.
Yay for hoodie weather.
Yay.
So excited.
I'm going to have to go through my closet and get rid of some hoodies so I can have a new one.
Right.
Who am I kidding?
Just keep them all.
I just keep them all.
Right.
Like, I have a couple that I just got from the thrift store up by the shop, and I found it because I had forgotten it, and it was hidden under a whole bunch of things. And I'm like, oh yeah, I have gotten since then 3 hoodies from people. Like my dad, they went on vacation and brought me back a hoodie.
Oh,
so cleaning out closet time.
Sure.
And I keep buying t-shirts. I just bought this t-shirt from Amazon. Sorry. It's black, and it's a cat riding a unicorn with a rainbow in the back, and across the top of it, it says heavy metal. And so, yeah. TikTok shop is also getting me. Fuckers.
It's not just you.
Thank God, because I've been avoiding it, and now that it knows all my information, it's just as easy to purchase something from there. So I'll let you know I got one of those. It's to make man tits look good. So I have a little push-up thing that's still in the box. It's very dusty. This one, it's almost like the Thigh Master. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
But it's for your, so you do them in the middle, you do them low, you do them high. And so next time you see me, my breasts, my man teats I'm going to be just massively built.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never been able to,
Perfect.
Anyway, yeah. That was a complete side. But I think it's good for you all to understand that.
This is our lives.
This is
how we live.
I mean, like, it's not like we don't just talk about this shit all day long. Someone's bathroom yesterday, there was a little thing above it that said, above the toilet that said, we don't often, appreciate things while we have them. It's most of the time we realize how much we appreciate and love them once they're gone.
Yes.
Especially toilet paper.
Yes.
And I was like, I love that. Good daily reminder. So, like, your butt needs love too. came out
I
wrong.
don't even think you got to the topic of what this.
I think we're about to. Yeah. I think I needed 5 minutes of clearing out all of the things that were going through my brain and moving through my brain so that we can talk about love.
Oh, love.
The topic is love. Now, I did get that, the inspiration from that when we were talking in the last episode. And I think that's where when I jumped track just now, that's what I was about to say. When we were talking about one of the ways to combat loneliness is to learn to love yourself.
Yeah.
And I was like, it was like getting hit with a 2x4. Because I was like, love, that's a fucking topic. Because we joke about love and light, but like, love is a huge topic. When we took a smoke 'em if you got 'em break, I said to you that the event we refer to sometimes with the woman person who was out telling me, I felt it outside my body, and I was like, right, that whole thing.
Yeah.
When we were preparing for that, it was based upon the gene keys. So not based upon the gene keys. We use the gene keys because gene keys
is what Thelma says.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you. I know that was a rerun. Sorry. The siddhi, I think I'm saying it right, of that gene key is universal love. Mm-hmm. And I told the people I was working with, I'm not doing a class on this unless we have at least a good half an hour discussion on what is love, and we come together with a common definition so that we can then discuss what universal love actually means in the context of that class.
Right.
And so it's always a tricky one. Love is a tricky word for me.
Yes.
And I don't love it. It's not my favorite word.
Right.
It's not my favorite expression.
Right.
I think it's used as manipulation a lot. I think it's used a lot in getting what we want.
How's there a fly in here? Seriously.
I don't know. I probably snuck in my Santa-like beard.
Yeah. I think there's so many versions or ways that people use that word. I think it's a misunderstood thing. It's more than one word can describe if you get into like all the many facets of it.
Yeah.
It's a big thing. So, like the love and lighters, well, if we just loved everybody, then the world would be great, right?
Yep.
And I brought up my dad, and I said, I haven't had contact with him. He's done horrible things. Mm-hmm. When we did the Black Sheep episode, all of a sudden he reached out, which he didn't hear the podcast. That's never going to be a thing.
No.
But it was just convenient, weird. Synchronistic. Yeah. That he texted after that aired. Anyway. So.
Hi, Dad, just in case you're listening. Your face was priceless.
You won't be talking to me after you listen, that's for sure. So he reached out, and I have no reason to even associate with him at this point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I decided I didn't want to be a mega bitch. I could have and just not responded and left it at that. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Because I've analyzed and looked into stuff, so whatever happened in the past happened. I understand.
Yeah.
how he was the way he was.
Yep.
I don't forgive it.
Yeah.
Especially after having I don't know how you could do that. I don't understand that part. Like, I understand how he got to the place,
Yep.
but I don't understand how you write off everything. I don't. Anyway, so love, right?
Yeah.
There's not going to be a relationship. There's not going to be a bond from here on out.
Yeah.
I will cry when he dies. And at the baseline, I still love my dad.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to have contact with him. I'm not going to have a relationship with him.
Yeah.
So when you say love and light, and if we all love each other, like in that context, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or, you have an ex and like, oh, I love him, but we can't be together.
Mm-hmm.
Or I did love him, but now I wish they'd jump off a cliff or whatever. So using that as like, if we all just loved each other, it would still be a shit show when you consider all the different ways people love other people. And I did love in air quotes.
Yep. So, I really like where this is going. Now, does it, depending on your definition of love, it can make the world a better place or it can make the world a worse place because of the expectation and the baggage that if love were your Aunt Betsy coming to stay at your house for a weekend, she has 6 bags of luggage for a weekend, right? That's how much baggage I think I have around the word love, or how much, and not even the baggage that I have, but how much the possibility and potential for all of the meanings of love, of that word and what it implies carries with it. So, because, it's fun to, we're looking up the word love. So, fly. I don't love flies. I don't have a deep affection for flies. Sorry. This is not a current events show. However, I just saw that they're gonna do $750 million facility in Texas so that we can grow flies that do not reproduce. I don't know, something. Anyway, sorry. Okay, back to love. One, an intense feeling of deep affection. The verb version is feel deep affection for someone, and so affection is underlined. So I'm looking up what affection means. Affection, a gentle feeling of fondness or liking. I feel like it was funny that they felt the need to use the word gentle. Sorry, because I just had the fuck me hard like running through my head just now. I'm like, well, that's not gentle. So number 2 is an archaic version of the definition, and it's the act or process of affecting or being affected. So if we look at the etymology, the origin of affection, it is from a Latin to influence. Now, if we go back to love and look at the etymology of love, this word, the Old English, LUFU is the word. LUFU. Oh, love you, fuck you. Oh, I love LUFU. We're putting that on a t-shirt. That's this episode. Hold on. LUFU. IYKYK, people. If you, yes. So, okay, sorry. Old English. So it's of Germanic origin. Then from an Indo-European root shared by Sanskrit, it means desires. Latin, libet, means it is pleasing, which libido, desire. So, if the original versions of this word meant desires or it is pleasing, that very much changes how
how you would use the word.
How I would use the word.
Yeah.
So I love
coffee.
My hot venti peppermint mocha made with oat milk, no whip. It is pleasing to me.
Yeah.
I desire it.
Right.
Yes, it does. Yes.
Yeah.
I also desire at the same time my extra large Sprite from Maverick. So if that were, do you love your caramel macchiato?
Yes.
So what is interesting to me about this? If I were to say to you, I love you under these terms, it means I desire you, or you are pleasing to me.
Mm-hmm. Which could be highly, like, if you said that to me, or if my husband said that, like, oh, well, you are pleasing to me. Like, I would take it as derogatory, like, almost like you are here to please me, or good girl, you please me. Whack. You know what I mean? Like, no.
Not in a kinky way.
No.
In a bad way.
In a bad way.
Yep.
Like, throat punch you to death in a bad way. Yeah. So.
It's fascinating because, so then that kind of leads into the idea, right? Of, we have to, I can be me and someone can desire me. But if I want to be desired by a certain person, I'm going to have to become what is pleasing to them.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a whole, that's 5 of the baggage that Aunt Betsy brought for the weekend.
That's a whole shitstorm.
It is, yeah. So, you
when
looked
we
up
were
some
looking
things
these
too.
up, it just, there was a question underneath and it says, what is the true definition of love? And it says, it's about mutual growth, support, respect, and understanding. I like that definite a whole lot more than the definitions you just read. Both partners are invested in each other's happiness and well-being. Acceptance, true love means accepting each other's imperfections and loving the whole person, flaws and all. I like that better. That was from betterhelp.com.
Yep.
Also, when we were looking, it showed like a graph of the use of the word.
Oh, yeah, I liked that.
So uses over time. So from the 1800s to the early 1900s, there was a steady decline. And then from the early 1910 to 2018, it's like low, like barely used. And then come 2018, it skyrockets back up.
Yeah, that's fascinating.
Isn't that weird? Like the term, the word, just the word, because we know it's all thrown around. With, you know.
Maybe I wonder if that coincides with love and light becoming popular.
You just bet kidding. Your sweet ass.
Just kidding. It does. I'm sure it does. Around. Yep. So, why do you like the BetterHelp definition better?
That's closer to how I would define it when I use the word. Like that's basically what I mean. You know what I mean? It's not my desire or what. How is it worded? What pleases me? Yeah. Yeah.
Will you read it one more time if you still have that? Because I think it's I think I have a comment. What? Me? Never.
So, mutual growth, support, respect, and understanding. That's what we talked about.
That's what we talked about last time.
Episode. Yep. Was it not? Like, the only thing we didn't mention was mutual growth, but respect and understanding were used multiple times. Yep. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, love, meaning those things, has definitely evolved into more of a gabo, a balanced reciprocity between people, instead of it's just being, it pleases me, or I desire it, or you, or whatever, right? According to these, the older versions of this word. The one thing that sorry, I when you read it again, I was like, oh yes, we did just talk about that. So what though? How do you think? Okay, we're putting a pause on this. We interpret love and light in a certain way. We think that when people say it, they mean this.
Mm-hmm.
So when people talk about love nowadays, what do you think they mean?
It depends on the person. Like, you have certain people that use, oh my God, I just love. And it's really an obsession based term in that sense, you know? It just depends on how the conversation, I mean, there's so many different versions of it. It's used in multiple different ways, you know, like, you know, the old saying when we were in school, well, if you love it so much, why don't you just marry it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we throw the word love around for everything, like, oh my God, I love that. But you don't not in, you know, like a
you
shirt.
Desire it.
Yeah. So that way, but so it depends on who's talking, where it's coming from, and how it's being used in what context.
So, two things. One, thank you for bringing up, well, if you love it so much, then you should marry it.
Yeah.
That ties very deeply into some of our unconscious programming about how our culture functions, right?
Yeah.
So, well, if you love someone, then of course you're going to marry them. If you're in a romantic love. Because that's what you do when you're in love. We've been taught that.
Yeah.
And if you're in love, when you marry them, then you can fuck. I mean, sorry, have sex. I'm sorry, show that loving affection. That was sarcastic. So, in case you couldn't tell. I know. Jesus fucking Christ. That will not be on a t-shirt. I cannot do that to him. He's already taken so much for the team. One, thank you for bringing that up, because I think that really, even from a young age, we're taught when you fall in love, this happens. Now, unfortunately, we equate sex with love and that feeling. Yes. So if I have sex with somebody, that means we're going to, I'm going to call that connection with them and that experience we had of connection and actually feeling connected, I'm going to call it love, because I don't have another word for it.
But no, the only reason why you're going to do that is because you were programmed as a child that you do not have sex until or unless it's love.
How are babies made? Well, when a mommy and daddy love each other
very, very much, a stork comes and drops them off.
Right, yes. So we have all this story, right? We have this story, this really crazy story, woven into our own storytelling, which I think is interesting. Now, two would be great if I could remember where I was going with that. I think what's interesting about this is that, you know, we now have, now I will say this from a Western, I can only say this from, I was raised here in Utah perspective in what used to be middle class white family in rural Utah. So I know I have privilege in this statement. I can marry for love. I don't have to marry as a transaction to help sustain my family.
Yeah.
Because I'm marrying into, I'm making business contracts to solidify the food we're going to get, the housing we're going to get, all those things, right? Which we now call gold digging, by the way.
Right.
Right.
But that's the way. Yeah.
So if you marry for business, for security, you're gold digging. So we now have actually put this really other 5 bags of Aunt Betsy's luggage coming with us on the importance of marrying for love. Now, if you don't have a really good, clear definition for yourself of what you think love is, and if you don't communicate that to the other people in your life, or the person that you're dating, or the person that you're married to, then at that point, love is just going to be, oh God, okay, sorry. Are you ready for this? Do you remember, have you ever seen it in TV shows where they're having sex and then like they'll look at each other and like, tell me that you love me. Right?
Yeah.
And he'll say it. I love you. Well, of course he's gonna say that or you're gonna stop. If he doesn't say it to you, you're instantly going to be out of the mood and done.
Right.
Done. Right. So in that case, it was oh God, I'm gonna have to say it just so I can finish. Not that that's the only thing.
Right.
But have you told that person that you need them to say that? And what does that mean? Because I desire you doesn't sound as good as, or you are pleasing to me doesn't sound as good as the word love. And yet it kind of can be still used in those situations. We just don't use those words because if we were to actually use those words, it would be weird.
Yeah.
It would be weird.
Yeah.
And people would think it was weird.
Yeah.
I desire you. Okay, not in that voice. Hold on, sorry. That voice is weird.
You did the voice.
I did the voice.
No, actually, it would work.
You're pleasing to me, lassie. Come over here.
You know, like
God.
all the books and stuff. Like if somebody growled that at you, you know, well, because I'm straight. So if a man growled, I desire you, I was like, shit. Well, yeah.
Bring it on.
You know what I mean?
That's nothing with love, though.
And then if somebody like you don't have, you know, you've only known a week or two, was to say, I love you, you'd be like, wait a minute, hold up. What are you jumping to conclusions for? Like, we barely know each other. So in that week or two, if I desire you, it'd be like, okay, now we know where we stand. It's not going to get messy. Because you throw the word love into
Correct.
it. You know what I mean?
Yep. Okay.
That cracks me up. You changed your voice when you said,
I desire you.
You did not
wait,
say it
what
like
was that? Well, what is that? I don't know how to quit you. Okay, so now I had to look this up because I think this is hilarious. You got me thinking about this. Love bombing. So, love bombing is a manipulation tactic characterized by intense displays of affection and attention in the early stages of a relationship. It's a way to quickly create a strong emotional connection, often with the goal of control and manipulation. While it may be flattering initially, love bombing can be a red flag for emotional abuse and unhealthy relationship dynamics.
Oh my gosh, we was just talking about this. So, social media. You know a couple, and it doesn't matter how long. I don't care if they're just dating, if they're 10 years in. All of a sudden, they're both posting all this. Oh my gosh, I just love you, love of my life, my ride or die, blah, blah, blah. Okay, you see those posts for about 2 months, and me and my friends will be like, oh, there's trouble. They got some serious trouble going on in that marriage, and they're trying to superficially fix it by love bombing each other and trying to let everybody else know how much it's not fake. Look, we really do love each other. And that love bombing, oh my gosh, So I always, and it never fails. You see a couple out of the blue, all of a sudden start posting all this shit about each other, constant, nonstop. And it's like, oh, they're in trouble.
So, I love that. an intense display or intense displays of affection and attention in the early stages of a relationship. Now, this is so good. It's so juicy. Potential t-shirt idea. Although
No,
the whole
they have
juicy
the-
couture was
yeah,
on across
yeah,
the ass,
yeah.
right? And we can't put that across breasts. That would be horrible. I would feel horrible. So now this is courtship though.
Yeah.
So our normal what would we consider normal displays of affection and attention versus intense, right? And if this is affection, which is part of the definition of love,
Mm-hmm.
With all of that kind of wrapped up in there, are we even afraid to show any affection and attention for fear of it being called love bombing? What is anyone's definition of an acceptable amount of affection and attention? I will say that I don't think. You're the one who wanted vulnerability in this episode. Okay, here you go. When I dated somebody who no, oh, okay, hold on. I'm here. Hold on. I dated somebody who wanted polyamory. Well, I consider myself polyamorous. Although I'm not going to be dating multiple people if I don't have time to invest, because to be honest, rarely do I find somebody I'm actually wanting to date.
Right.
Because my picker is my, yeah. So sometimes it's just about attraction and sharing moments like that. Right.
Mm-hmm.
But so, yeah. Sorry. Get it done. That person comes out quite frequently. So, this for me, was a relationship where I got love bombed, intensely. I had never heard the term before. I didn't understand it. I didn't know. I just thought, oh, someone's paying attention to me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, to me, if I'm paying attention to somebody and I'm giving them affection, it means I'm interested. And then when you up it, it means that you're more interested.
Mm-hmm.
Well, after that relationship was over, and I sat down with a friend of mine who has been polyamorous in many relationships for years, she said to me, she goes, "Oh, ooh, honey, I hate to be the one that tells you this, but everybody who wants to be who is starting to explore polyamory, your first relationship will be a narcissist." And I was like, what? And I about fell out of the chair. And she's like, she starts talking about this relationship, and part of it was love bombing. And I was like, oh God, you're right. So, the love bombing aspect made me really look at, and I considered myself for a bit to love bomb people. Now, I think, I considered myself this bad. And so if we continue with the definition, while it may feel flattering initially, love bombing can be a red flag for emotional abuse and unhealthy relationship dynamics. Now, I do not believe I'm emotionally abusive. Now, what we consider unhealthy relationship dynamics, I think would, for me, tie back to my need and desire to be accepted.
Mm-hmm.
And so if I do all of these things, I don't do it from a place of narcissism or from a place of from that place. I did do it for quite a long time based on I want people to like me and need me and not just discard me. And so it became a manipulation, which is kind of what it talks about here. When I realized I was doing those things, and that it was never love,
Right.
I gave people what they needed, so they accepted me. It felt gross, but it also came out of it being a need for survival. It was a survival technique because, like we mentioned in the last episode, we all need human interaction.
Right.
And so it made me think. So the whole gist of that story is that it made me think about how much I do show affection and show interest in people, because for me, two things. One, if I'm showing you interest, it means I'm interested.
Yeah.
Weird, I know. And two, Jesus, that fucking train left the station. Okay, one was, I am interested. Two, nope, it's gone. Oh my God, you are kidding.
Well, here's a side note on that.
Yeah,
until your train comes back in.
So if it ever,
how you said like, you wanted to not be left out. You know what? So, what is wrong with wanting to be wanted?
Yeah.
You know,
right.
Because like in past relationships also, like, yeah, I wanted that. I wanted somebody to have me on their arm and whatever. But then there was also an ex, like, no PDA, no public display of affection.
Really?
Well, eventually that was like, well, why? Is he embarrassed to be with me?
Yeah.
Is it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, what is, I understood it I don't know how he explained it at the time, but also I kind of got it, and then till I didn't. But does it make you narcissistic and whatever to want to be wanted? To like, you're finally in a place in your life where you're not shackled by the demands, opinions, and beliefs of others, and you just want to express, like, I can love who I want, how I want, when I want it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So yeah, like there's a freedom in that, and I don't think it's necessary. And until stuff calms down, because it's new, and anything new that people get that they like is going to be an intense version of it for a while, right?
Yep.
Until it like, okay, now it's starting to become more commonplace or whatever. Yep. I don't think that it's necessarily a bad thing to want to be wanted.
Yeah. No, I agree.
And if there's intense and whatever at first, yeah, that's normal for anything.
Yep.
It doesn't make it wrong or narcissistic or manipulative.
Right. Yes.
But it can also very well turn into narcissistic, manipulative, and damaging.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yep. Yeah.
So there's two sides, and that's what makes it such a complicated fucking shithole, is because you have those that use and abuse it.
Yep.
And you have those that just want to experience it.
Yep.
But then you also get into the people, you know this for a fact because you're a reader and you do tons of readings all the time. People think that once they find, air quotes, the love of their life, it is going to fix every other aspect that they do not like in their life.
Yep.
And so it's just giving away so much power in that. And I think it's disgusting. And we know it's a society thing at this point, right? Mm-hmm. It's been, like the religion we were raised in, the man's going to make you, right? Like, you find yourself a good, whatever, went on a mission, a good boy, and he'll make your life great. And as long as you do these things, so it was not that long ago that I found out that in that religion, if a guy is married twice in his life, so the first person that he divorced, when they die and they're in heaven, that she doesn't have a say. If he calls her back to him, she doesn't have a say whether she wants to be with her current husband or the one she was with when he died. Anyway, there's all that crap, manipulation, whatever. But now my train derailed because that just threw me for.
So yeah,
but that's supposed to be what they say. That's what love is, right? No, it fucking ain't.
Well, it's I thank you for saying all you did because it brought me back to my derailed train. For me, my normal pattern is I'm very excited, very creative, very into it, and I put everything I am into what I'm doing. Mm-hmm. And so when that cools off, it looks like I've love bombed, but really, I do that with painting. I do that with photography. I do that with writing. I do that with everything.
Right.
So for me, passion and feeling passion, feeling excitement about something, yes, can be connection with someone, and it has nothing to do with love. But those things can turn into love. And I think going back to what you said a little bit ago about, ooh, it's only been 2 weeks. How can you say you love someone after 2 weeks? Mm-hmm. Or they've been together for years and now they're all of a sudden like love bombing Facebook so that we think that they're still in love, right?
Right.
People get married. Oh, we fell in love. It was love at first sight. We got engaged after 2 weeks. We got married after 6. Great. And your connection will grow as long as you keep feeding it, right. Water and sunlight is how plants grow. So whatever that means for you, whatever that looks like. And so the initial explosion can provide power and sustenance and the initial getting the ball rolling, and that can be great. Now, jumping power. I love this topic. As I said earlier, tell me you love me during sex. Mm-hmm. Of course he loves you. He's in you, and he already knows what's going to happen if he doesn't. So, I had I would call it a bit of a coaching session, intuitive coaching session yesterday. We were talking about what it basically came down to was sexuality. And how do women take the power of their ability to create their sexuality, which we see as being sexy and manipulative and creating desire in someone else, right? Mm-hmm. Like, you're going to desire me. She put a spell on him, like those type of things, right? So, which goes to show you just exactly what men are afraid of, by the way. Yeah. Of being controlled by, yep. So, all of that being said, of how do you use that power in your daily life, how without running around in a tube top with your ass hanging out, how do you embody this power of creation? How do you embody the alchemical process of engaging in the connection that already exists, fortifying that, intensifying that, and making it better and stronger. I would say that we would consider love the connection between two people or two things. We would consider a connection love. Now, I think that in that there is some very I want to know why we can't just call it connection.
Right.
Why we have to call it love. Like, is it well, it's like when little kids say they learn to not say I want to that. They learn to say I need that, because then it makes it sound like you should get it for them because they need it.
Right.
Have we learned that if we don't tell everybody we're so in love that they're not going to believe it and they're not going to accept it if we don't say it's done because of love? And that's not just about being in a relationship. It's about I'm donating my time because I love my fellow man. I love my community.
Which is such bullshit.
Yeah. Right?
Like, if anybody comes out and freaking says that to me right off the bat, right off the get-go, okay, whatever you need to tell yourself, but I can clearly see that's a statement to mask something. You're doing it you're doing it because you're getting something from it, not because you just love it. And yeah, the love thing, like, you have your grandparents and it's their 56th wedding anniversary. And oh my gosh, and that is so great. 56 years. That does not mark a successful marriage. You know what I'm saying? Like, just because people stay together for an X amount of time does not mean they were happy.
Yep.
Does not mean that there was passion in the relationship. It doesn't mean that there was communication in the relationship.
Yep.
It doesn't mean that there was respect in the relationship. Just because people stay together does not mean shit.
Yep.
It doesn't stand for nothing. It doesn't mean nothing.
Yep.
It's how you act in that.
Yep.
So you can say, oh, well, we love each other, or we loved each other for 50. Well, of course you did.
Yeah.
You know? But it doesn't mean that you were happy. It doesn't mean that you were thriving in life. It doesn't mean that you were passionate about being with each other. It doesn't mean also there's a second side to that. People think relationships have to be such a big deal.
Yep.
Like, some of the stuff is getting out of fucking control with what is expected or whatever in a relationship.
Yeah.
If you cannot spend time with each other without your phones, without drugs or alcohol, and without planning every minute of every day to do all these activities. Oh, well, we went skydiving and then we climbed up to Mount whatever and then we went and skinny dipped in a lake all in one weekend. But meanwhile, you know, we drank the whole time, and also whenever we wasn't physically doing something, we were on our phones.
Yeah.
So there's that too.
Yeah. I think it's really interesting that because we have shifted, because we have the luxury of marrying for love, which I'm really okay. So let me just stop. I need to go back because I feel like marriages happened because, yes, you might have had an attraction, but especially for women, right before 1970s, you needed a man to have a bank account or your dad. You really couldn't do, and it's still hard, but at a certain point, we were able to say, no, I don't want to marry that person. I don't want an arranged marriage. I don't want to have to do this because out of necessity. I want to do it because I want to be with this person.
Mm-hmm.
And at that point, I think the ooh, you're a good match because he needs somebody who can do this, and or whoever, he, she, whatever. You're a good match because you complement each other.
Mm-hmm.
You will work well together. Your affection for each other will build over time. That was the main thing, and it still is in some cultures, right?
Yeah.
With arranged marriage, it went from that to I want to fuck you. I want that part of the relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And I want that to be immediate, and I want to be attracted to you. And it's not a, and it's, so maybe let's go back to attracted and desire. I'm desiring you.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so we're going to call that love. I'm going to be in a relationship with a person that I desire,
Mm-hmm.
not out of necessity, but because because I desire them.
Mm-hmm.
So, so now this cultural shift has happened for some of us here, and now we're kind of stuck again. You're a gold digger if you go for somebody with money because you want stability. It's more acceptable to go with somebody who's going to um, because you love them, even if it's not a good match, and even if it might not be what's best for you.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so we kind of flip. It kind of has gone all the way this way, and now it holds us hostage, I think, and it holds us to an expectation of I'm only going to marry if I'm in love with the person enough to marry them. And then, even at that point, I think what's happening in some of our brains is I love them enough, but fuck all if I'm living in their house, because have you seen how dirty it is? We've been dating for 5 years. That bathroom still hasn't been cleaned the whole time. They're not great at that. They're not great at that. So there might not be a great partner for me, but because I love them, we're going to get married.
Or because we've been together for so long.
Yes. Yeah.
I know people that have dated, and after 7, 10 years, they decide to get married, divorced within 3.
Yeah.
Yes. As soon as they get married, shit, I don't know what happened.
I don't either. But it's becomes yeah. So this idea of love and the necessity of love between two people, to me,
I think it's just ever changing. And I think that society, pardon me, society and cultures and everything have such these expectations of it, right? But they expect what happens on day 1 and day 10 of the marriage to continue to work, and not just marriage. This is any relationship. So I kind of want to get out of the marriage thing, because not a lot of people want to get married anymore for good reason.
Yeah. Yes.
You know?
Yep.
I don't think that should be the standard to mark a successful relationship. It's not married or how long you've been married. Like that needs to go.
Yes.
But two people who want to spend their time together in whatever that looks like for them, and they expect day 10 to look the same as day 5,082, whatever. You know, that's the problem. And also comparison, again, that's brought up again. We compare ourselves to others and whatever. Nobody's willing to change as a relationship progresses.
Yep.
Nobody's willing to speak or open or act on new ideas.
Yep.
I think it becomes very personal, especially after people have been together for a long time. When people are closed off to, like, if I was to say anything about, like, well, you did this the other day, Ken, and you kind of irritated me. Like, most people would take that as a personal attack. And instead of being like, well, why would you think that? Or whatever, you automatically go on the defensive and you're like, well, you know what you did? You were a fucking cunt and you pissed me the fuck off. Not, you know what I mean? And then it becomes a back and forth of who did what and whatever. And so it's not a progressive thing. And I think that comes back to communication and expectations. Like, whatever, like, I just said something that upset me that you did, right? And then you come back at me. Well, how fucking dare you?
Tit for tat.
Yeah. Like, I expected you to just sit there and listen to what I had to say and not respond. And how dare you do the same thing that I did to you? You know what I mean? Like, it's so messy. But then we brought up too, like, let's get out of partner relationships, whatever they may look like or whatever. What about sibling relationships? What about parent-child relationships? Like, it's great. Like, I love my dad, but I'm not going to have a relationship with my dad. You know what I mean? And then you have the shit I wouldn't do for my own kid. But then trying to find that balance to where they can be successful adults and you're not doing everything for them and you're not, what's that word? Enabling. That kind of stuff, So, and all out of, like, you've seen those shows, like 600-Pound Life. And you have the mother that's cooking her son or daughter, I think it was a son in one episode I watched, and 24 eggs for breakfast on top of a pound of bacon and pancakes and a half a loaf of toast, like a loaf of toast. Well, I just love him and I don't want him to starve to death and he needs this and he needs the help. And then you have like Dr. Now Zarden come in, he's like, he calls them out on their shit. But see, that is done in the name of love. And you're killing your kid in the name of love. I mean, and how many stupid, gross ass acts have been done in the name of that? You know what I mean? I say that in the name of love, and then that song pops in. Stop in the name.
Oh, I was singing a different song. Stop.
Before you break my heart.
Yes, the song I thought of was, oh my God, different in the name of love. Anyway, but yes, I think it's interesting, that we do and we can use that word as, or we view the word love as an acceptable reason for doing what we do. But I love her. But she's treating you like shit the whole time. And actually, how did you get that black eye again?
Right.
Well, but I love her. But I love him. But I love them.
We've been together for 35 years.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's, I think
the word itself.
And I think when we talk about things a lot, I find that one of our common threads is that the overuse of the word diminishes any meaning the word has.
Yes.
And the more we use it, the less power it holds. And so as we look at these things, it's been a slow chip away at the structure that was love has slowly been worn away by weathering of, water and wind and chisels. And every time we use it, it diminishes it.
Yeah.
The power of language and the power of words is something that I, when I was in Montana and up at the music festival, part of the festival was learning about the Pikuni, which are the Blackfeet people, and it was on the Blackfeet land, the Pikuni land. And one of the courses that I went to, one of the little panels was animism and culture through language. And they spoke about the structure of their original language and how it works and how it's the power of it really goes into and comes from relationships. And then they spoke a little bit about like English being a language of commerce and transaction. And so we say love, and I think I mean I want to feel connected to someone. But that connection doesn't have to be for years. It can actually only be a moment. It can be a couple of hours. It can be a couple of weeks. And because that connection, it, like you said before, day 10 will not be day 5082.
Right.
So our connection changes, and what we connect on from day to day will be different things. But do we allow, I think we look at love and say, oh, love, permanent. Yeah. This person loves me no matter what, and they accept me. But then when you say to me, hey, you really did this to me the other day, or you said this and it really irritated me. Well, now I hear, oh, you don't love me as much as you say you don't love me, period, because love means unconditional acceptance. But you didn't know that. You didn't know that I thought that. Right. So it's like, well, if you loved me, you would just accept me for who I am. Whoa, 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 whoa. Now it becomes a weapon. Yeah. Instead of, okay, well, what do I need to connect with you on today? And so all of that expectation of what love is, love means you have to accept somebody unconditionally. Love means that you will put up with their shit. Love means that you will fuck me whenever I need it. Love means that, you'll have dinner ready for me every night when I come home. And you'll never leave me. Yeah. Love means you will never leave me. Right. Well, so basically, love means that you are expected to fulfill all my insecurities, even if I don't express what those are. Yep. And yeah. My favorite thing, and I won't say that only women do it, but the majority of people I hear speak about it this way are women. You should just know what I want. Yeah. Whoa, 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 whoa. I can barely think past my penis. So the fact that I'm supposed to know what you want because you've left little hints for the last 10 years and I should have been picking up on those, instead of you just telling me directly, that's not going to work because I'm thinking about so many other different things. Right. And that doesn't mean I love you less, but now because I haven't paid attention, I really don't love you as much as and now I'm going to have to prove. But that's what it stems from. Like women who do say that, they want the deeper connection to where, well, you should know me enough. You should know enough about my personality, the way my mind derails every 5 seconds, when my hormones are going to shift and spike or drop below whatever, whether or not I've had enough sleep or not. Like, you should be able to read me and understand me enough to know what I want. Yes. Which is asinine and insane. But also at the same time, if you do have a connection, a deep connection, more than just physical. I mean, it's energetical, it's spiritual, it's physical, it's all of it. Yep. When you are connected to somebody like that, then they do know what you want or need. Sometimes more than you even know yourself. Like, you're all frazzled and whatever, and you're going off the rail nuts, and I'm like, Ken, eat a Snickers. Yeah. And you're like, oh, how did you know? Yeah. How did you know I was hangry and this was my fucking problem? Yes. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah. Well, and so when you do have, but that doesn't mean that it's like a romantic relationship, or it could be any type of relationship, whatever, but it is that connection. So yes, connection, not
desire or affection only.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
But and that's why I like that other definition better.
Yeah.
Is because it forms that it's a connection on many different levels, not just superficial.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think it's I don't know if it was this or the last episode you mentioned comparison.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that we will watch as children, and even teenagers, we watch like our grandparents. We're like, I want a relationship like they had.
Mm-hmm.
Because, he still bought her flowers, or, they finished each other's sentences. Well, that took like 40 years to get there, you know? And so, I think we also think that, because we've had a deep connection and we have a deep connection that, you will know what I need and want.
Right.
And that is, I think that's not always the case because people, we never know what the other person has going on.
Right.
That they're thinking about or not thinking about, if they're hungry, if they're tired. Also, going back a bit for just a second, you can't. I'm going to give up if at too many points in our relationship, I'd be like, oh, hey, what's wrong? Nothing. Okay. I'm giving you the opportunity to say, to express yourself to me, or to take a fucking walk, or to take a break. If you won't tell me that, then I know something's wrong. I'm going to stop asking. So you're going to have to handle that which you should be handling on your own anyway. But if the person you are in a connection with is offering to say, hey, do you just need to take a break? Do you need me to finish up what you're doing? Like, none of this shit is important. What are you doing? Just take a break. Then we can do that. But I will go back to that phrase of learn to love yourself. Mm-hmm. So, and if I change my words for me, learn to have connection to myself, that means that I'm handling my needs first, mm-hmm. so that I can be at optimum performance for that moment in the relationship that we are in together, or the connection that we're in together, whether that be us making the podcast, or that be you and your husband, going on vacation, or handling kids, or remodeling, whatever. I just need to make sure that I'm in connection with my own self, so that why would you ask if something's wrong? And I'm doing it in that way. Why? Why would you ask if something's wrong with me? There's clearly there's something wrong with me. And you're like, do you need medication? No, clearly there's something wrong with you. You're just totally treating me like you're being a total see you next Tuesday. Right. And so in this, I think that love is a messy word, because it is so
and overused.
Yeah, and everyone's a different definition of what that means, and they're all kind of tied together, but we're also so contingent upon, like, in Maslow's hierarchy of needs, it's about human connection. Mm-hmm. It's not about being loved. It is about being having companionship, and also about I think relationships of reciprocity, and being cared for and caring for other people, and caring about and being cared about. Right? They're different than being cared for and cared about, but having that connection with people, I don't think needs to have the word love in it at all. There are plenty of people in our community who do amazing things, like pick up the garbage. I don't want to do that. Right. I admire that, and I see the value in that. But I may not have affection for you as a human, as you being who you are. And so I'm not in love with you, or I don't, or love you, but I do respect you
Right.
as a necessary part of and not necessary. I respect you as a part of my community, and I'm grateful for what you do. So I do like that definition that came from BetterHelp. And I think maybe if we just interacted with people in that way, they're saying if you do that, it's love.
Right.
I'm saying if you do that, it means you're a fucking human.
Right.
In a community.
Basic respect.
Yeah.
That's the basis of living as a human in a society.
Yeah. Can we finish with that?
Yeah.
Again, will you read that one more time?
Oh yeah.
Because I just think that's kind of a mic drop. We've wrapped back around to it.
Yes.
And going from the original definitions of affection and love being what they were, and going through what we kind of see them as is now, and then this BetterHelp, which is a therapy site, right? Definition. I think it really does look at and represent kind of just our own human experience of what this word means. But if you wouldn't mind.
So it's about mutual growth, support, respect, and understanding. Both partners, or let's just say both people, are invested in each other's happiness and well-being. Acceptance. True love means accepting each other's imperfections and loving the whole person, flaws and all. I don't think you need to be in a partner.
Nope.
Like, I don't need to be invested in your happiness to, like, I hope you have well-being.
Yep.
Well, I don't know about support, but I respect and understand you.
Mm-hmm.
And if we want to have a relationship, any type of relationship, teacher, student, whatever, then a mutual respect will grow.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So yeah. So in that case, then the love and lighters have it right. But that is not the case that they're, that's not what they mean when they use it. But in this, so that's weird because they say it's the true definition of love, but it should just be the basics of dealing with another human being or animal or plant or whatever.
Or location.
Yeah.
Right. So going back to a language based on relationship of things, and coming back and saying, okay, if we're going to say, the definition of connection with the land is about mutual support, mutual growth, support, respect, and understanding. Both the land, Twila Valley and I, are invested in each other's happiness and well-being, and acceptance. So my investment, I'm invested in you being happy because and aligned and fed. Because if you're not, the podcast isn't going to be great, right?
Right.
If I'm not fed, but if you don't have your caramel macchiato, I don't have my peppermint mocha and my Sprite today, we're not going to. This isn't going to be an optimum performance level.
Right.
So everyone who lives in our community, whether that be larger or smaller, if we were all invested, which doesn't mean you're doing things. I'm not giving you money to go buy your Snickers.
Right.
Right. But I'm invested in you being happy because if you're happy, if you're cared for, if you're healthy, if you're emotionally cared for, kind of thing, if you're good in all those situations and you're in alignment, you're going to function much better within our community, and we're going to be able to do the growth and the general function of our community will be much better if everyone's needs are met. And it's not about it's not about greed. It's about making sure that kind of the basics are handled, so that you can function properly.
Right.
I don't love that this is, I don't love that this is tied to the word love. I don't love that this conversation is, I don't love that where we're going with this is tied to that word, because I think it fucks up the idea of having a functional, literate, interconnected, fully, everyone, like the land is cared for, we are cared for. We're not, I think it messes up that idea of a well-oiled machine in terms of everyone functioning well. And I don't love that that's where this is headed, because I feel like, for me in my head, I don't love that this is where it's headed, because that is not, to me, it's the wrong word. I don't like it. So I'm going to have to keep working on this for myself.
Right.
Because it's
or just come up with a different word yourself.
Yeah.
And whether people understand it or not, who the fuck cares? You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, yeah.
I think it goes back to like even right now in our current, political situation, it's not about loving everyone.
Right.
It's about
mutual respect.
And so you don't, I don't need to love everyone, but I can have I have the concept that everyone deserves mutual respect. Everyone deserves to be supported. In terms of, and I don't mean doing things for people. I mean
like basic needs.
Yeah.
If everybody's basic needs were met.
Yep.
Then, and that wasn't a common fight or struggle for everybody day in and day out.
Yep.
Everybody could progress, grow, whatever.
Yep.
And become in-depth, more aware versions of themselves.
So, not to tie this back completely, but it ties back completely to last episode.
Yeah.
So, if that single mother, if all of her needs were met and the needs of her children were met, without her having to work 80 hours a week and be up to her ass in credit card debt, selling her feet pics and socks for extra money, right? If we didn't have that and the needs were met and she could work 40 hours a week and still handle everything, she would have the energy to not potentially have the energy and space to, and would find connection and companionship within people and within community, and wouldn't be stuck in Lonelyville. And also, just one quick other story, I just had somebody share with me, they've lived in this neighborhood for years, and they do occasionally like a neighborhood, like one or two or three people volunteer, and you'll go to that person's house. Everyone goes there, stops, says hi, whatever. Go to the next person's house, whatever. And it becomes it's a community, it's a neighborhood involvement and connection. Well, she said to me, I had people come to my house and they were like, "Oh, did you just move in?" And she goes, "No, I've been living here for 3 years and I've been to your house. I just don't go to your ward." And so they're like, "What? You've been here for 3 years?" She's like, "Yeah, I've actually been to your house. Like last time we did this, I came to you." And they're like, "Oh, I just don't remember." So, this idea of even the neighborhood being connected, more than just through being connected to the local church, right? Is another interesting idea of this connectedness. and mutual respect.
Right.
So, yeah. Anyway, we've had. What do you have to? I know we're at like 80 minutes. Ha ha.
Ha ha. We knew it was gonna be.
I didn't know. I don't think I knew this is where it was going to end up.
No, we never do. But we know when it's a rabbit hole of a topic. And so many different side travel pieces, when you're traveling through the rabbit. Yeah.
So, I would love to, and I think Debbie would as well. Love to hear from you guys, whether it's in the comments or whatnot, about what you think about love and this topic, and where we've kind of we've gutted love and laid all of its guts out on the table.
Not even all.
No,
there's still some stuff that can be seriously dissected and looked into. We've barely scratched the surface. Yeah, and I already feel like it's deep. Yeah. Like I'm really, really, this is a big rabbit hole for me. So what do you guys think? Let us know. If you have other topics, please. That just reminded me of another song. What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Baby, don't hurt me no more. Yeah. Oh my God. Okay. We need to play that when we episode whatever is out now. Yeah. And then hear the song. Play that song in the background. Yeah. I can link those songs. So in this episode you'll have Stop in the Name of Love, and then What is Love? What is Love? Baby don't hurt me. Baby don't hurt me no more. Yeah. We'll have those linked in the episode notes. If I remember. Yeah. Yeah. Any other final words of wisdom? No. This was big. Yeah. Nope. Final word is, if somebody tells you that your vibration's too low, tell them, go fuck yourself. My vibration is just fine.